Humans are social creatures. We constantly engage in exchange, not just of goods and services, but also of ideas, emotions, and social capital. This exchange is the lifeblood of our communities, fostering connections and building relationships that are essential for our collective well-being. Money, in its essence, is a representation of this fundamental human impulse to exchange. It is a symbol of trust and mutual agreement, a promise that the value we hold today can be transferred and recognized tomorrow. It's a tool we've invented to facilitate the complex web of interactions that make up our social and economic lives. Without money, the intricate dance of buying, selling, and trading would be cumbersome and chaotic. Imagine a world without money, a world where every transaction is a direct trade of goods or services. Every transaction would require finding someone with exactly what you need and who also desires something you possess. This would make even the simplest exchanges incredibly time-consuming and inefficient. This is the world of barter, a system fraught with inefficiencies. The limitations of barter are evident in its inability to support the complex economies we have today. Money solves this problem by acting as a universal medium of exchange. It provides a common ground where value can be easily transferred and recognized by all parties involved. It allows us to specialize in our skills and trade the fruits of our labor for the diverse array of goods and services we need and desire. This specialization leads to greater efficiency and innovation, driving economic growth and improving our quality of life. Money, however, is much more than a mere tool for transactions. It is a measure of value, a store of wealth, and a standard of deferred payment. It's a powerful force that shapes our perceptions of value, influences our behavior, and underpins the structures of power in our societies. The way we use and perceive money can have profound effects on our personal lives and the broader social order. From the earliest forms of commodity money to the sophisticated digital currencies of today, the story of money is the story of humanity's evolving relationship with value, exchange, and the very fabric of our social existence. Each era of money reflects the technological advancements and cultural shifts of its time. Understanding the history of money is not just an academic exercise. It provides us with insights into the economic and social dynamics that have shaped human civilization. It's a journey into the heart of what makes us human, how we organize ourselves, and the forces that drive our collective destiny. By studying the evolution of money, we can better understand the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. As we delve into the fascinating evolution of money, from barter to Bitcoin, we gain crucial insights into the present and future of our interconnected world. The way we handle money today will shape the economic landscapes of tomorrow, influencing everything from global trade to personal finance. Money is such an integral part of our lives that we often take it for granted. We use it every day in countless transactions without giving much thought to its true nature or its fundamental importance. We rarely pause to consider what money actually is and what essential roles it plays in our daily existence. It's more than just paper, coins, or digital numbers in our bank accounts. At its core, money serves three primary functions: a medium of exchange, a unit of account, and a store of value. These functions are crucial for the smooth operation of any economy. First and foremost, money acts as a medium of exchange. This means it is widely accepted in exchange for goods and services, making trade more efficient. It facilitates transactions by providing a universally accepted intermediary between buyers and sellers. Whether it's a small purchase at a local store or a large online transaction, money simplifies the process. Instead of bartering for goods and services directly, which can be cumbersome and inefficient, we use money as a common denominator to value and exchange goods and services. Bartering requires a double coincidence at once, which is rare and impractical in a complex economy. Secondly, money serves as a unit of account. This function allows us to measure and compare the value of different goods and services in a standardized way. It provides a standard measure of value for goods and services, allowing us to compare their relative worth. This is essential for making informed economic decisions, from everyday shopping to large-scale business investments. This function of money is essential for pricing, record-keeping, and economic planning. Businesses rely on it to set prices, manage budgets, and plan for the future. Imagine the chaos if every item in a store had a different way of measuring its value. It would be nearly impossible to make rational purchasing decisions. Finally, money acts as a store of value. This means it can be saved and retrieved in the future, retaining its value over time. It allows us to store our wealth in a convenient and transferable form. This is crucial for saving, investing, and planning for future needs. Unlike perishable goods or services that must be consumed immediately, money can be saved and used for future consumption. This enables individuals and businesses to plan for long-term goals and unexpected expenses. Of course, the effectiveness of money as a store of value depends on its stability and resistance to inflation. If money loses its value rapidly, it cannot serve this function effectively. These three functions of money are interconnected and work together to create a functioning economic system. Each function supports the others, creating a stable and efficient economy. Without a medium of exchange, trade becomes difficult. People would have to rely on bartering, which is inefficient and impractical for most transactions. Without a unit of account, it's challenging to compare values and make rational economic decisions. Pricing and budgeting would become nearly impossible. And without a store of value, planning for the future becomes incredibly risky. Saving for education, retirement, or emergencies would be much more difficult. Money, in its various forms, has evolved to fulfill these essential functions, shaping the course of human civilization along the way. From ancient coins to modern digital currencies, money continues to be a cornerstone of economic activity and human progress. Before the invention of money, early societies relied on a system of barter to facilitate the exchange of goods and services. This system, while innovative for its time, was the foundation upon which early economies were built. Barter is a direct exchange of goods or services without the use of a medium of exchange like money. It required individuals to trade items they had in surplus for items they needed. While seemingly straightforward, barter systems have inherent limitations that hindered economic development and social progress. The simplicity of barter belies the complexity and inefficiency it introduced into trade. Imagine trying to trade a cow for a pair of shoes. The process is not as simple as it sounds. You would need to find a shoemaker who not only needs a cow, but also values your cow at the same rate as a pair of shoes. This scenario highlights the impracticality of barter in everyday transactions. This double coincidence of wants is a significant obstacle in barter systems. It requires both parties to have exactly what the other wants, which is a rare occurrence. It requires a perfect alignment of needs and desires between trading partners, making transactions time-consuming and often impossible. The inefficiency of this system often led to frustration and missed opportunities for trade. Furthermore, barter systems lack a standardized unit of account. Without a common measure of value, it becomes difficult to compare the worth of different goods and services. Determining the relative value of goods and services becomes subjective and open to negotiation. This subjectivity often led to disputes and disagreements among traders. How many chickens equal a goat? Such questions were common and often led to lengthy negotiations. Is a clay pot worth more than a basket of fish? The lack of a standardized value system made these comparisons difficult and inconsistent. These questions highlight the difficulty of establishing fair and consistent values in a barter economy. The absence of a common measure of value made trade cumbersome and inefficient. The lack of a durable and divisible store of value poses another challenge for barter systems. Goods like food and livestock are perishable and cannot be stored for long periods. Perishable goods like food or livestock are difficult to store for long periods. This limitation made it hard to save and accumulate wealth over time. This makes saving and accumulating wealth challenging, limiting investment and economic growth. Without a reliable way to store value, long-term planning and investment were nearly impossible. The limitations of barter systems eventually led to the development of money. Money provided a solution to the inefficiencies and limitations of barter. A more efficient and flexible system was needed to facilitate trade, establish consistent values, and enable the accumulation of wealth. Money allowed for easier transactions and the growth of more complex economies. The invention of money marked a pivotal moment in human history, paving the way for increasingly complex and sophisticated economies. It revolutionized trade and laid the foundation for modern economic systems. The earliest forms of money emerged from the limitations of barter systems. People began to recognize the need for a more convenient and universally accepted medium of exchange. Commodities, readily available goods with intrinsic value, emerged as the first forms of money. Shells, beads, salt, cattle and grain were among the earliest commodities used as money. These goods possessed qualities that made them suitable as a medium of exchange. They were relatively durable, divisible into smaller units and readily recognizable within a community. For example, cowrie shells, found in the Indian Ocean, were highly valued for their beauty and durability. They became a widespread form of money in ancient China, Africa, and parts of Asia. In ancient Rome, salt, a vital commodity for food preservation, was used as a form of payment, giving rise to the word salary. As societies became more complex and trade expanded, the limitations of commodity money became apparent. Transporting large quantities of shells or livestock was impractical. The value of commodities could fluctuate due to factors like weather and harvests. The need for a more standardized, durable, and portable form of money led to the development of coinage. Metals like gold and silver, with their intrinsic value, scarcity, and durability, emerged as the preferred materials for these early coins.
If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content. Have questions or topics you want us to cover next? Drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching and see you next time.